we go. A little louder. Good, good. All right. Good afternoon and welcome to lacrosse for tonight's sectional semifinal action between the number 2 seed Aquinas Blue Golds and the number 4 seed Assumption Royals here tonight. Steve Mapes alongside Jason Selesky bringing you some sectional semifinal action between Aquinas and Assumption. Assumption coming in after a couple of big wins last week against Wisconsin Heights. Barneveld took down Richland Center in their regional semifinal. As we are good to go over here, and the clock will start as lovely 5 minutes early. Get as much game as we can here this afternoon, and the whistle blows, and we are underway here in lacrosse. Assumption in road white uniforms, black numbers, blue shorts, white socks. Aquinas in their navy blue tops, white numbers, and gold striping along the side. And the first possession change of the afternoon going to Assumption. The Royals will host a sectional final on Saturday. The winner of this one will take on the winner of Regis on Saturday in Wisconsin Rapids. A quick push ahead for Aquinas, and stopping there for it is Harkness. She gets to the line, and that one's going to be poked out. Keeping it alive nicely was Bree Sullivan, and a kick coming up for the Blue Golds. Corner kick coming up for Aquinas. Fiona Flattery to do the honors. Sends it in for the Blue Golds. Try to head it away. Nicely done there by Kubas. Sends it in near Ethan, and that one's going to roll out. And a goal kick upcoming for Assumption. Again, that's some... Saw a lot during the regular, didn't see a whole lot, I should say, during the regular season, is a lot of pressure put on Assumption on their defense with Maria Hartley and Izzy Youngworth in the back line for Coach Jim Wendels and the Royals. Claire Kubas going to the ground, and a throw-in upcoming for Assumption. Couple of goals for the Royals in their win on Saturday last week from the foot of Kendall Dillman. Grace Dolan tries to chase it down there and taken away. And now Kayla Kirkman sends it in. That was going to be taken away by Naomi Koch for the Aquinas Blue Golds. Again, Aquinas at 11-2-1 on the year. Assumption at 11-0-1 at this point, I believe. Youngworth lets that one roll out. And back to the Royals it goes. Assumption looking to host their own sectional final on Saturday. Aquinas looking to make a trip up there. You would assume maybe, and obviously at this point of the year, and a handball, and back to the Royals it goes. But depending on what happens, if Regis wins and lacrosse wins, maybe they change locations, so Eau Claire and lacrosse don't have to go all the way over to Wisconsin Rapids. They can meet halfway for those two schools along the Mississippi River. And that one's going to be taken away there for the Blue Golds and sent in, and a goal kick coming up. 4th minute here in lacrosse. A lot of pressure being put on early by Aquinas. And Izzy Youngworth to send out the free kick for the Royals. Izzy, just a junior, one of those girls on the state basketball team that was on the other, just on the other side of town here in lacrosse, winning that state championship. Youngworth kicks it out and trying to chase it down. It stays in and then off a throw-in. No, throw-in for the Royals. Nice hustle by Kendall Dillman Clara Kubis with it now, sends it up to Kayla Kirkman. Grace Dolan on the back end of it. As chasing it down is Reichenbacher for the Blue Golds. Going to be taken there for Aquinas. Sadie Donahue starting tonight. And back to, no, as they will send it back to the Royals. Free kick upcoming for Assumption. Best chance early on. As we play in the 5th minute. A good crowd on hand here in La Crosse. Kendall Dillman now in the box. Right foot going to be gobbled up by Koch. And the first shot taken, first shot on goal for the Royals.
Steve, you mentioned a good crowd here, an overwhelmingly Assumption crowd here in La Crosse.
No, making the hour-and-a-half trip or whatever it took us to get down here.
Yeah, about that.
And again, more physical play. Kayla Kirkman sends it up to Kendall Dillman, tries to track it down in the corner. She does, gets by the defender Bowen, and then Bowen takes it away from Kendall. Youngworth calls off and sends it in. Long run for Dillman, and this one's going to scoot out of play. 6th minute here in La Crosse as the Royals and Blue Golds do battle in the sectional semifinal.
I will part play weatherman today and part character witness. But it was, it had sprinkled and it began to what I would call rain.
Yep.
And now it's nothing for the time being. Just a observation, means absolutely nothing.
And like we said, we can't change anything.
Nope.
So if something happens, it's going to happen. So.
That's right.
Mally Steinley tries to track it down. First time calling Mally's name here tonight, as he'll be right back to the Royals.
Rain in the forecast, rain on the radar in Minnesota. We are just a couple miles from Minnesota. So it could play a part today.
Kayla Kirkman now for Assumption. Tries to get by the defender. That is Olivia Kind, and a corner kick upcoming for the Royals. You saw a corner kick last week that Kendall Dillman took. It didn't touch anybody, and it spun right in for her first goal of the game.
Yeah, it just kept bouncing and bounced in. I thought it may have been an own goal. I went to check during halftime, and the official said no, it was unassisted.
Kayla Kirkman sends it in, and it'll be bounced right back out to Kayla. Horstman tried to track it down. She goes to the ground, and Silcox back for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, right off the top of the head. An unintentional header, but possession for the Blue Golds.
Drewiski, and trying to get behind the defense is Harkness. She will keep it in, get through the legs of Sullivan, and Youngworth tries to regain possession. She does, and then right back to Kendall Dillman. Nice job again by Elizabeth Bowen on the offensive side for the Blue Golds. See Sadie Donahue starting tonight for the Royals. Kate Ethan, Maria Hartley, Grace Dolan, Mally Steinley, Julia Drewiski, Kayla Kirkman, Izzy Youngworth, Kendall Dillman, Clara Kubis, Bree Sullivan, Sadie Donahue, the starters for Coach Wendell. Coach Wendell's here this afternoon.
Both teams just feeling each other out right now. More tempo for Aquinas than Assumption to this point, with the corner on the other side. Showed that Assumption is in this one, but both teams feeling each other out. We play here in the 9th minute, just getting accustomed to each other, and then I think what we're going to see, Steve, and depending on what happens here in the first half, but we'll see some second half adjustments. I know it seems interesting to talk about that less than 10 minutes in, but the teams now seeing each other during the year, and not a whole lot of video exists.
Yep.
And everybody just kind of checking each other out right now. And
Koch gets by, a chance for Dolan, and she's going to take the opportunity for the Royals. Naomi Koch came out to try and play it, and the Royals take advantage of the mistake for Aquinas, and it's 1-0 Assumption.
Well, just as I was saying, the feeling out process, and as you said, Steve, the goalkeeper there came out to play that, came outside the box and had to resort to using her feet. You can't pick it up outside the box, and got a little bit ahead of herself there, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Royals.
3 Blue Golds convert merged with Koch near the box, and then Grace Dolan did the honors for Assumption with an essentially a empty net goal.
Yeah, it was. It was an empty net goal. And 1-0, and as that happened, right as it was happening, the rain picked up again. Yep. It's now what I would call a rain. It's not going to interfere with much right now, but it is raining.
And now a push here for Danica Silcox for Aquinas. A nice defensive there on a shot by Topolsky. Trying to turn now is Harkness. And that one's going to be poked out, and it will roll. And obviously it's much different with the surfaces, but going from watching Assumption play quite a bit this year on the grass at Washington Elementary, and then going up to Hiding Stadium in Marshall, the ball just rolls so much faster on the turf, and obviously
true and pure on the turf. Yeah.
And that one's going to roll out, and it's
no.
Yep, there we go. Okay. Just waiting for that hand up from our official, and an early substitution for the Royals. Not early, 10th minute, 1-0 Royals.
Back to that goal, though, Steve. Again, Koch I did the right thing. I came out there, it was a slow roller, and she had the best track and best chance at that ball. But then as she came out, just kind of got caught in no man's land there and realized, oh, boy, I'm out of the box. I can't pick it up like she had probably thought about to begin with. And then before she knew it, the ball was behind her.
Yeah, and that was a
tough one.
That was a controversial play last week that you
very
guys
much so.
had.
Yeah, it should have been a penalty kick. That was just a blown call.
As the goalkeeper for Wisconsin Heights came out, and
I don't ever criticize officials, and that's not a criticism. That is a fact. It was a blown call.
Call, yeah.
Yeah, just a bad one. That did not have an impact
Kendall
on the
Tillman
outcome.
up ahead to Grace Dolan, tries to center it. Koch will roll in the grass and make the save there in the 11th minute.
Take a quick moment here to hear from Midstate.
Get a jump start on college or speed up your degree with a transferable class from Midstate Technical College this summer. There are 130 classes to choose from, online or in person, taught by instructors who are experts in their field. Get info on the Midstate Technical College summer classes at mstc.edu.
We play in the 12th minute here in lacrosse. 1-0 Assumption. Winner to a sectional final on Saturday. As of right now in Wisconsin Rapids, Maria Hartley now back up to the Blue Goals' right foot, and down goes O'Flaherty, but goal kick coming up for Izzy Youngworth.
O'Flaherty.
O'Flaherty.
There you go.
I'll get it eventually.
You got to put the Irish spin on it. O'Flaherty.
O'Flaherty. All right. Flair. Put an R in there. There we go. It's in there, just a little later in the spelling.
Well, I can't even guarantee I'm saying it right, but between the two of us, we'll figure out something.
Still got 80 minutes left, so.
Yeah, right.
Topolsky with it now for Aquinas, and again, more contact and a goal kick upcoming for the Royals.
Good.
Sunday coming up, Father's Day.
Yeah.
Best place to go is Fleet Farm. Mm-hmm. Get gifts for Father's Day at Fleet Farm, the official store of Dad. From grills to drills, workwear to hardware, get it all in one stop. Or get Dad what he really wants, so he can buy anything that he wants. A Fleet Farm gift card. Fleet Farm proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Andrea and Matt checking in on the broadcast, and they come in right away arguing with each other. So, I'm sure a friendly argument, but those of you watching on a TV, like, what in the world are these guys talking about? Those watching on a mobile device have the opportunity to chat with us in the chat box down below.
I was going to be sent back to the midfield. As the Royals again lead 1-0, creeping in on the now 14th minute here in lacrosse. And Izzy Youngworth up ahead now trying to pass up ahead to Kendall Dillman. She tries to chase it down. Koch comes out again, and another throw-in for the Royals.
Another time that ball came and stalled just outside the box. All Koch could do was put a foot to it, and did, and spoiled the run there.
Dolan with it now. Grace, the lone goal for the Royals so far. And now passes it up ahead as Bree Sullivan retrieves it for Assumption.
I haven't seen every Assumption game this year, Steve, but I'll tell you right now, I've got a pretty good guess at it. This is the fastest opponent that the Royals have seen this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a well-oiled machine, and knowing where everybody's going to be, where they are going to be when they need to be there. And that goes, I mean, a very senior-heavy Aquinas team this year. Make sure we count them all up here in just a moment, but they have a lot of them. Now Topolsky with it up ahead. Sullivan, and she turns it over, and a kick away for Hartley and sends it out. Nice job on the back end by Julia Drewiski for the Royals.
Yeah, the Royals' back four has been strong all year. They were strong on Saturday, and we see a little flex there from the back four.
Maria Hartley, the senior on the back end. Now Kendall Dillman for Assumption. She crosses over the defender, the captain, Morgan Thill. Kayla Kirkman with it. And Dillman can't quite keep it in, and now a throw-in for Aquinas.
Take a quick check from our friends at Bauernfein. Bauernfein Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauernfein Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauernfein Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
We play in minute number 16 for this sectional semifinal, as that one dribbles right past Olivia Kind, and she regains it for the Blue Golds. Olive Wilson in on that was the substitution for the Royals. Olive played a nice game on Saturday in Wisconsin Heights, or at Wisconsin Heights in the backfield of the farm down there.
By the way, a weather update. The rain has subsided. The bugs are back.
Yeah. that will be an issue for the next long time.
The next few months,
yeah.
Mosquitoes in full bloom all over the state.
Tries to center it up. Ethan will corral it for the Royals. Taking a look at the parking lot to our left. We came into the one over by the industrial area.
Well, just kind of came in a driveway and appeared somewhere.
And I mean, it's just plopped right in the middle of really nowhere as Ethan will gobble it up, almost lost it.
Yeah, it slid down the front of her shirt just a bit, a half a rotation, and probably skipped a beat, did Kate's heart there at the same time.
Kate heading to the U.S. Army after her conclusion of her senior year on the soccer pitch, heading to the U.S. Army.
Congratulations.
Pretty cool for Kate. Maria Hartley heading to St. Norbert's. Don't have all of the don't have them all, but those are two of them that I know of. Heading on to the next level in their educational careers. As Kendall Dillman tried to chase it down, Bree Sullivan now. Relatively young Assumption team. The Assumption girls all over. I mean, maybe besides the basketball court, young on the volleyball court, young on the softball diamond, and young here in the soccer pitch as well. So a bright future for the Assumption Royals in girls athletics. Topolsky with it up ahead. And again, nice job as Ethan will watch this one roll out.
Yeah, nice pass at the top of the box there for the Blue Golds. And now O'Flaherty had doubled over at the top of the box, but perhaps just fixing her hair. Thought maybe something else was going on there.
Well, you talk about the speed of Aquinas, just the height that they have on this Assumption team is not anything they've seen all year. And playing in the conference that they play in and the non-conference schedule that they play is nothing that they have seen yet in this 2021 season.
Yeah, I thought coming in, Aquinas would have had a legitimate shot at a 1 seed coming in. They are the 2 seed, and deservedly so. That's, you know, the 1 or the 2 was appropriate for them. The 4, not appropriate for Assumption, but we're here playing anyway, and likely where we would have been regardless of seed. If they just drew ping pong balls, we would have landed here probably, but the 4 seed, a slap in the face to the Royals.
Now trying to turn back with it is Harkness. Up to the top of the box is Thill, and taken away by Youngworth. Back over to Thill. Thill with the right foot, passed and in! Morgan Thill with the goal in the 20th minute, right at 19 minutes, and blew it right past Kate Ethan, and we're tied up at 1.
I don't think Ethan ever saw that come through. There were a lot of bodies just all on the edges of that box. I don't think Kate ever saw it. And, yeah, we are even at 1. That ball just kept bouncing over there, and Aquinas just kept after it, and Royals not able to clear.
And that's something that the Royals have done to so many other teams, taking shots well beyond outside of the box. And Morgan Thill just able to put it in for Aquinas right at 19 minutes in the first half. With it now back up to Harkness. Sullivan doing battle against Finley here this afternoon. Passes up ahead again, no pressure on the passes, and Ethan will take that one right into the midsection, and we play in the 20th minute, tied up at 1. Third goal of the year given up for the Royals. They gave up 1 in their first or second game, which ended up in a tie. They tied their first 2 games, have won 11 in a row, and may have turned it over there, just did. Passes it back and turns it back around. Sullivan trying to take it over, and Youngworth hits the grass. Now it's going to roll out, and a throw in for the Blue Golds.
Again, Aquinas, the tempo is all theirs. They are dictating the pace of play here, and they are creating the tempo. They're creating the opportunities right now.
Thill back with it, up to Harkness. Harkness to Thill. Again, nobody converging on the ball. Topolsky with it on the right side. Topolsky left foot, and that one's going to trickle out. And a corner kick upcoming for Aquinas.
I think what you're seeing here too, Steve, we've all said that the Royals have not seen anything like this yet this year, and it's showing right now here in the first half. Yep. They are out of sorts right now.
Well, Flaherty now here for the Blue Golds. Sends it in. High arcing. Topolsky heads it and in! The Blue Golds in the 22nd minute as Topolsky with the header. Amelia with the goal, and it's 2-1 Aquinas.
And Steve, the trend continues now, something that the Royals have not seen yet this year. Trail position.
Yep. Yeah, that was a factor that we just talked about. The height for Aquinas, and Amelia Topolsky towers over everybody, and it's 2-1 Blue Golds. As Amelia Topolsky, a head taller than just about everybody on this Royals team, didn't really even have to jump on the corner kick and sent it in with the header. Thill with it now. Grace Butler. Kendall Dillman now for the Royals. Tries to pass it up to Dolan. Offensively, Assumption has not had anything go for them yet except for that empty net goal. And Gracie Johnson follows it up for the Royals. Kayla Kirkman sends it in to the back post, and that one's going to roll out, and a goal kick upcoming for Aquinas. '23rd minute. Horstman with it for the Blue Golds. That was a heck of a pass up ahead as Bree Sullivan tries to track it down. As they both collide, both go to the grass, and a free kick upcoming for Assumption.
You can see in just those differences start to appear here between these two teams. And Aquinas, the difference right off the top is they're able to see one or two touches ahead further than what the Royals have shown so far here in this first half.
Izzy Youngworth up ahead to Kendall Dillman. As we saw early on, I mean, walking across the field, and you see it even more now, Finley Harkness, after she went to the ground. 23rd minute water break here in lacrosse. Back to sectional semifinal soccer after this.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Premier Realty Group is the #1 selling real estate team in the Wisconsin Rapids area 3 years running. Every listing at Premier Realty Group includes 4K cinematic videos, professional photography, 3D Matterport virtual tours, and more. Nobody sells more homes than Premier Realty Group. Call 715-424-0000. That's 424-0000 today.
I really got to understand what what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? You know, do they make sure that you're comfortable? And you know, that's what Shy has. It's the connection. And yeah.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggleworms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Just kidding. Welcome back to lacrosse as the Royals trail 2-1 here in the 23rd minute. A goal from Morgan Thill and a goal from Amelia Topolsky for the Blue Golds in the last 4 minutes. And it is 2-1 lacrosse here in the sectional semifinal. Again, a situation the Royals have not been in, as Jason mentioned, have not been in all year. A trailing position they may have against Wrightstown or somebody in that 1-1 tie, but have not been in the last month and a half. So,
man, I'm trying to remember back to that score sheet, and you see a couple hundred score sheets in a season. Yeah, maybe, but this is different. Lightning delay.
Yeah, that was quite the strike to our left, and lightning delay here in lacrosse, as expected. At some point today, we will keep it here and see if we can play in a half an hour.
We'll keep it up. We'll just put a little message on the screen here, lightning delay, and let you know of any updates between now and 20 minutes from now.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Assumption, Columbus, Newman, and Pacelli Catholic schools. Built on family values and reinforced by faith, our schools foster academic excellence and prepare students for lifelong success. Smaller class sizes, individualized support, and diverse opportunities provides for a well-rounded education. Schedule a tour and find out if you qualify for financial assistance or free tuition with Wisconsin Parental Choice. Visit us today at Assumption, Columbus, Newman, and Pacelli Catholic Schools.
There we go. Welcome back to lacrosse as we get back to action here in just a moment after our about half hour or so lightning delay, but everything seems to be cleared up for a little while now as both teams get warmed up, get their legs underneath them again, as lacrosse Aquinas will start with it. They had possession right before the first lightning strike, or the first one that we saw, and they have a 2-1 lead after goals from Morgan Thill and Amelia Topolsky here tonight. The one goal for Assumption came on an empty netter from Grace Dolan, and it was a 1-0 lead for Assumption, and then Aquinas with 2 unanswered in about the last 4+ minutes here of game action. And Aquinas will start with the ball as they had possession right before we went to our delay. As the action will start up in just a moment. The winner of this one will take on a the winner of this one will take on the winner of Regis McDonald and Northland Pines on Saturday. We assume if Aquinas wins and Eau Claire Regis wins, that that game will be not in Wisconsin Rapids, all depending, as that one will be sent out in a throw-in as we start action here in the 24th minute from lacrosse. Steve Maves alongside Jason Zaleski, just past 5 o'clock here. And the Royals, again, had time, sat on the bus to try and regain themselves here and try and figure something out to try and come back after giving up those 2 goals. They haven't given up 2 goals all year in a game. They gave up 2 goals total all year, and they've given up 2 in the last 4 minutes. As Bree Sullivan tries to track that one down from Morgan Thill. Now it's going to be sent out of bounds.
Well, I'm just going to come back on here briefly, get the shout-outs out of the way. We've got Josh, Paul, and Jordan all watching from their cars on their way to Milwaukee.
Heading down to Game 6 for the Milwaukee Bucks. And if, as much as a basketball and Bucks fan as Josh Paltz is, if they play like they did the other night, I don't know what, they were up 30 or something. And Kevin Durant single-handedly brought the Nets back and won that game. But having a good time down at Pfizer Forum tonight. Josh Paltz, of course, new head coach at Assumption Boys. As that one rolls near us, Bree Sullivan with the throw-in. Paul J. Glinsky, of course, an assistant on the girls' side. Jordan, an outstanding young basketball player in her own right. And she will be joining the Assumption Royals in just a few years on the hardwood, as the Aquinas girls, of course, quite the storied tradition on the soccer pitch as well as the basketball court. As that one's going to roll past to us again here, and it falls perfectly right on the pole. Ball girl didn't even have to chase after it. As another good footwork there by Harkness, as Gracie Johnson now on the near side for the Royals, playing defense, as Izzy Youngworth And the Royals trying to stop this attack again for Aquinas as Bree Sullivan takes that one away. Kendall Dillman, again, no offensive push here for the Royals. Dillman tries to track it down, and she will give way to Naomi Koch as that one will be sent out. Dillman trying to fight for it again with Thill. Bree Sullivan for the Royals sends it in. Dillman tried to get behind the defense and was unable to. 27th minute here in La Crosse as the goal kick coming for Naomi Koch with a 2-1 lead. Johnson sends it in. Aquinas with a 6-0 win over Lodi on Saturday in their 2-3 matchup right here in La Crosse. To get to this point, Steinle has it, passes to nobody. Now Kayla Kirkman up to Gracie Johnson. Kendall Dillman tries to get behind as Clara Kubis for the Royals. Again, battling with Harkness. Sullivan tries to box her out. Harkness runs right past her and sends it in. Now Kendall Dillman behind the defense, 1-on-3 for Kendall, sends it in with the right foot, and Koch will gobble it up easily with the slippage of Kendall Dillman. Kayla Kirkman unable to get there for the Royals. Olivia Kind and Kirkman sends it back in, and Koch regains possession. This is the most offense that the Royals have mustered so far, besides their one goal by Grace Dolan. Other than that, it has been all Aquinas with the possession. Danica Silcox battles along the far sidelines here in the 28th minute. 2-1 Aquinas on goals at 19 minutes exactly, and a header about 4 minutes after that. Sends it in. Hartley. And she kicks it out, and a throw in again for the Blue Golds. Draxler Transport has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5 cent per mile premium over van. At Draxler Transport, drivers are always home for the requested time off. Draxler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit DraxlerTransport.com to apply today. As the Royals have it back, Grace Dolan for Assumption with the throw-in. Clara Kubis sends it up ahead. Dillman behind the defense. Koch coming out to get it, and it's off of Dillman's elbow, and they're going to say a handball as it's going to be back to the Blue Golds. Getting a little excited over here. I've been told I got an iffy tripod in the but it gets the job done. Clara Kubis. Kayla Kirkman sends it into the corner as Koch sends it back. Grace Dolan, and now right back to O'Flaherty. Kubis fights with O'Flaherty, and a free kick upcoming for the Royals. Battled with Fiona in minute number 30. As Kayla Kirkman with the free kick. As just putting the ball right where our head official says it should go. Sends it up ahead, and Dillman unable to track it down, and a goal kick upcoming for Aquinas. Substitution for La Crosse as well. Delaney Seidel for the blue and gold from La Crosse. Grace Dolan fights for it along that far sidelines, and right back to Kayla Kirkman, and the hand goes up, and right back to Aquinas it goes. We'll hear from our friends at Little Sprouts. Back to La Crosse after this.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great child care you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Aquinas back and forth it went as Thill receives it, and now Mally Steinley for the Royals. Steinley passes it up ahead to Dillman, gets behind, and she's just unable to slow it down, and back to the Blue Golds it goes. Get Assumption with wins over Richland Center and Wisconsin Heights Barneveld in playoff action this year. And the Aquinas with a regional final win on Saturday against Lodi, as Gracie Johnson tries to track it down. Over to Horstman it goes. Tries to pass up ahead. This Aquinas team, very good passing bunch. And to the Royals it goes, kicked off the leg of Seidel. Throw into Gracie Johnson. Speaking of talented freshmen, Gracie in here for the Royals. Four freshmen on the team for Assumption, including Kendall Dillman. Toplinski trying to finish it off the toe and can't track it down of Seidel. So seniors for the Royals, Kate Ethan and goal, Maria Hartley defenseman. Kaylin Casey hasn't played this year with an injury. Julia Drewiski, number 6. Araya Elson. She's having surgery on her ACL and maybe meniscus on Wednesday. You see the logo for the Wisconsin River Orthopedics. That one hit off the elbow. Dr. Surgeon Todd Dillman will be performing that surgery, Araya said, over on I think 14th Street or something in Wisconsin Rapids, right across from the Aspires Doctors Clinic, but that's a different road that you need to go down. But Dr. Dillman and company over at Wisconsin Rivers Orthopedics. Substitution in for the Blue Golds, as Toplinski will send it in. And a throw in for the Blue Golds on that far side. Again, coming out of that lightning delay. And for the Blue Golds trying to add on, they lead 2-1 here in the 35th minute from lacrosse. Maria Hartley off of the leg of the Blue Gold and Thill. And Mally Steinley clears that one out. Nice job by the Royals. Reichenbacher, again, Maria Hartley kicked her right off of Reichenbacher's leg, and that was the one that got her flying. And now Mally Steinley for the Royals trying to get the ball back, and the give and go unsuccessful. And now back to the Blue Golds. Harkness with it. Pass up ahead to Toplinski, and Maria Hartley clears it out. Grace Dolan now for the Royals. That far sideline, Kayla Kirkman has a long way to go, and will try and track it down. That was quite the sprint for Kayla Kirkman. Reichenbacher with the takeaway. And we saw, and a whistle blows, and back to the Royals it stays with Grace Dolan with the throw-in. 36th minute, 2-1. Again, Assumption had only given up 2 goals all year. One last week to Wisconsin Heights Barneveld. Now Kubis right foot off, and able to receive it was Koch. A line shot from Clara Kubis, and the first save, one of the first saves by Naomi Koch, One of the first pressures put on by the Royals, except for their lone goal today. And again, speaking of impressive goals scored this year, Assumption has put some crazy ones in. Now Gracie Johnson behind the defense. She receives and then kicks it wide right. And a goal kick upcoming. Putting a little more pressure on for the Royals. Or are the Royals? As Bree Sullivan backing away. Toplinski up ahead to O'Flaherty for the Blue Goals. Up ahead to Amelia, back to O'Flaherty. Again, give and go. That one just a little too far, and Bree Sullivan sends it out to reset here in the 37th minute. O'Flaherty with it now. Again, Assumption putting a little more pressure on offensively here in the last couple of minutes. Harkness with it for the Blue Golds. Back to Reichenbacher. Kayla Kirkman with it, tries to get past, and she blows by the defense. Kendall Dillman gets behind, and Koch comes out again and tracks it down. Kayla Kirkman unable to regain possession for the Royals. Koch has done that lots so far here this afternoon. One of them resulted in a goal when Koch came too far out, and Grace Dolan put it in. Kendall Dillman just unable to get there before Naomi did. And now Reichenbacher with it on the far side. Tracking it down to Danica Silcox. And again, that one's going to go out and right back to the Royals. It goes back to lacrosse right after this quick message from Roof Tech.
Roof Tech LLC specializes in commercial roof coatings and spray foam. Roof Tech also services the entire state of Wisconsin. That's right, from La Crosse to Milwaukee, Eau Claire to Green Bay, Superior, Marshfield, Kenosha, Madison, Sheboygan, and everywhere in between. Roof Tech uses superior systems that can fully restore just about any roof in Wisconsin. Roof Tech is offering modern solutions for your roof's data dilemmas. See Roof Tech online at rooftechllc.com or Roof Tech LLC on Facebook.
39th minute as the Blue Goals try to add on here before halftime as Harkness goes to the ground and Aquinas regains possession. Had a whole slate of games last night on the Zaleski Sports Network. We have some highlights coming for you tonight from the regional final. Spash and Chippewa Falls baseball, DC Everest and Marshfield baseball into Ethan, and she's going to make the save at 38-34 here in the first half. Kate to send it away. And a good clear out by Kate Ethan, and that one's going to stay in. Kendall just unable to get possession for the Royals. Phil sends it back to Kind. Koch with it now. Gracie Johnson putting a little pressure on. Turns it over. Kayla Kirkman for the Royals. Right foot. And saved by Koch. Still loose in front. And will be received there by Bowen. And much like we saw the game that I saw last week, Marshfield and Rhinelander have to take advantage of those mistakes by the opponent. And the Royals did not there. Ethan will gobble it up for Assumption in the 40th minute. Ethan sends it to about midfield. Kirkman behind the defense. Again, the Royals have turned the dial here in the since the lightning delay. Getting a little bit of more pressure offensively that they didn't do in the first 24 minutes of the sectional semifinal. Winner plays Saturday against Regis or Northland Pines. As that was going to be taken away by Toplinski and Clara Kubis. Kubis, a impressive player in her own right, a junior for Coach Wendels. Mally Steinley trying to take it away. Now tracking it down is O'Flaherty. Flaherty passes it up to Elizabeth Bowen, and she just able to keep it in. Sullivan has it, now up to Steinley. Youngworth as Harkness blows right past Izzy Youngworth. Horstman up ahead to Toplinski here in the 41st minute. Ethan will keep her eye on the ball and make the save again for Assumption. Again, the 3 or 4 regular season games that I saw Assumption play, Kate didn't have to move a whole lot in the goal, and she was just probably could have counted the blades of grass that she was standing on during the games that did not have a whole lot of pressure put on her the last 2 weeks now, last 2 games. Obviously, you get to this point in the season, you're going to have a little more excitement in your goalkeeping position. And she has made some good saves, had a couple of good ones last week, and a couple of them today, and a couple of goals for Aquinas as well. The only other goalkeeper, Morgan Reichel, she only plays goal, that is, for Coach Wendell's if she's either really needed or the game is well in hand. Otherwise, Morgan comes in and plays a little midfield for the Royals. 42nd minute, 2-1 Aquinas here in the first half. Have not had a goal since our lightning delay, but again, Assumption has put a lot more pressure on offensively. Kayla Kirkman now chasing it as Thill tracks it down for the Blue Golds, tiptoes that out of bounds line and stays in for Aquinas, and she sends it up to Amelia Toplinski at far side. No games on the docket tomorrow. We have one baseball game tomorrow. Jason heading up to Rib Lake for more Chaparrals baseball. They got a huge win last night over Everest. Sent it in, and Ethan will gobble that one up. A non-league game, but still a nice win for Marshfield nonetheless. 9-3 after dropping the last couple of games. As the Dairyland League continues for Marshfield. And then if Assumption wins this one, we will have a Royal sectional final for you on Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock from Washington Elementary School. Here in the 44th minute, Toplinski with it now, passes up ahead as Maria Hartley clears it out for the Royals. Estella Weiss for the Blue Golds, 18 into the game. Kendall Dillman trying to turn. And right back to Reichenbacher for the Blue Golds. Minute 15 left here in the first half. 2-1 Aquinas. Into the middle it goes. Izzy Youngworth clears it out. Against a whole lot of offensive firepower for Aquinas. They don't have anybody on the defensive end defensive side right now as Izzy Youngworth fights with Morgan Thill, and as Youngworth the victor on that exchange. Gracie Johnson now. Thill passes it up ahead to Horstman. Natalie sends it in. As getting behind the defense is Harkness. Sends it into the middle, and right foot O'Flaherty. That one sends high over the goal as third plane of the night. A loud one. As that will take us to halftime here in La Crosse. 1 half in the books from the sectional semifinal. As the La Crosse Aquinas Blue Golds lead the Assumption Royals 2-1. Hear from Dr. Todd Dillman and get you ready for half number 2 here in La Crosse after this on Zaleski Sports.
Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It was nothing I planned. I actually am a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist. That was okay, but I decided to go back to school and become the surgeon. I think the biggest thing when you're talking to the patient is if you can relate to them, number one. Number two is if you can teach them what the problem is. If you can teach them what the problem is, they're going to do fine. They're going to learn what it is, they're going to figure out how to fix it, and then they're going to adapt. There's days when things don't work out and things are harder than others, but clearly you're here for one reason and you're not here for you. You're here for the patient that comes in. Healthcare is kind of like going to the supper club in Wisconsin. You always feel like you need to travel to get a better Friday fish fry or to get the prime rib on Saturday, but really here we have everything under the same roof. We have everything within a hospital that, quite frankly, is rated in the top 2 hospitals in the state for joint replacements. We have hospitals coming to us to ask how we do joint replacements, how we solve the problem, how we get patients motivated and moving with very low risk and very low complication rates, and our outcomes are much better.